You're so afraid of getting hurt that you are the one hurting yourself. Your controlling behavior stems from fear. You're worried that something that happened to you in the past is going to repeat itself. Maybe you've been cheated on. Maybe you have attachment trauma from childhood. Maybe you've had a bad relationship. All you can really change and control in life is yourself. Other people are going to be who they are. Any effort you're trying to make to control situations is really an effort you're making to control, starve, and imprison yourself. Controlling screams insecurity on a subconscious level. Other people can tell that you're highly, highly insecure. You repel things, people, opportunities, experiences because of the energy you're putting off. You're pushing things away from you because you care way too damn much. It's actually causing you to sabotage many, many different areas of your life, but especially your relationships with other people and yourself. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing everything about how I used to be a control freak and how that didn't work out for me and what you can do to start managing your emotions better. When you learn how to manage your emotions, you really do become unfazable, untouchable, and virtually impenetrable. A lot of the behaviors I was doing were like really cringe. When I look back, it was really not helpful. It was really making things worse. A lot of what you think is caring or helping another person is actually manipulative behavior. Telling your significant other who they can and cannot talk to, constantly checking their social media, trying to see who they're responding to, who's liking their photos, trying to keep tabs on people, checking in on people constantly, getting really upset when they set boundaries, and also having a really hard time setting boundaries yourself because you are the type of person that likes to dish things out but you really can't take it. A big one is definitely like the transactional nature of relationships. You have this scoreboard thinking like, oh well, I did this for you, so you need to do XYZ for me. And it might be normal, it might be what a lot of people are doing, but it's not healthy. I remember when I first started getting into like watching K-dramas and stuff, I used to love that shit, and I think I had to back away from it a little bit because I realized that a lot of the relationship drama was really just lack of communication, no boundaries, controlling behavior, jealousy, not even just foreign dramas, like dramas in the United States, Love Island, Love is Blind. The media portrays these type of things as normal. I want you to think about some ways in which controlling behavior has backfired either on you or someone that you know. I want you to think about ways in which the controlling behavior has affected your personal life, your endeavors or goals that you might have. Perfectionism. You have to control other people's perceptions of you so much. You have a really hard time just letting people have their honest to God reaction about you and your work. And I also want you to think about like where you've seen this behavior modeled. We talked about media, but think about your family home, your dynamics between your parents or your caregivers when you were growing up, how some of these behaviors were normalized and why you might feel like it's okay to be manipulative. You're so afraid of getting hurt that you are the one hurting yourself. You're controlling behavior stems from fear. You're worried that something that happened to you in the past is going to repeat itself, or you're worried about the unknown future. Maybe you've been cheated on. Maybe you have attachment trauma from childhood. Maybe you've had a bad relationship. Maybe you've had bad experiences or social interactions or whatever it may be. All you can really change and control in life is yourself. You can't change other people and you can't control other people. Other people are going to be who they are, but your energy can affect certain situations. You can attract certain people. You can repel certain people. You are the remote controller. You are the game console that is essentially allowing you to interact with the world. So any effort you're trying to make to control situations is really an effort you're making to control, starve, and imprison yourself by your own patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Controlling is insecure behavior. It screams insecurity on a subconscious level. Other people can tell that you're highly, highly insecure. You repel things, people, opportunities, experiences because of the energy you're putting off. You're pushing things away from you because you care way too damn much. And it's actually causing you to sabotage many, many different areas of your life, but especially your relationships with other people and yourself. So obviously your question now is like, well, how do I fix it? Yes, I know I'm sabotaging. What do I do about it? So you're afraid of this bad thing happening again, right? But I need you to understand that the fear of it is actually more powerful than the thing itself. But you're so focused on the pain that you felt in efforts to protect yourself, you are now creating new problems and creating new pain. An example I can share is someone that I really cared about died by suicide, and so then I had this major life philosophy, almost this belief that everyone I love leaves me, which is why I had like major trust issues. I was hella manipulative. I would never commit. I would never actually want to date someone, and I was mad because they weren't committing to me, but I wasn't putting out that energy either. I really had no one to blame but myself. And the point is not about blaming yourself or beating yourself up. It's really just about acknowledging the ways in which you're complicit, the ways in which you are contributing to the results that you do not want, the results results that are not good for your life. Self-discovery is really going to help you uncover those fears. And if you need help with that, I created a guided workbook, Alchemical Ascension. These are journal prompts that I used when I was trying to retrain my brain. If that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and check that out in the link in the description down below. Really, what you want to do is practice letting go of the things that you can't control or change. Something that really helped me with this was Michael Singer's book, The Untethered Soul. David R. Hawkins, he wrote this book, Letting Go. It's really great for this topic. It explains to you how to get out of the emotional state that you're in any given moment. So I really recommend you check that out. And meditation. Meditation is going to be your number one tool in the toolkit. There's nothing that's going to help you practice that action of letting go than simply letting go, than simply doing that work. The act of meditation, at least the way I learned it, is you focus on your breath or a focal point, like a mantra. You try to hold your mental focus on whatever it is. Anytime you notice your mind straying off on a tangent, you kind of pull it back to your focal point over and over again, reacting, spiraling, having meltdowns, breakdowns because you're like trying to control everything. Nothing's going to stop that until you actually like retrain your brain out of those patterns. I meditated like every day in 2022, and that's the only thing that saved me, honestly. And I made a video that you can check out all about my daily routine that I use to self-regulate and get in better control of my emotions, because I was a highly emotional Scorpio. I wanted to burn people's houses down. Like I was crazy. If you're in a moment where you feel a spiral coming on, where you feel like your emotions getting out of control, I need you to just take a moment. People say count to 10. I would definitely just pause, think of something like, oh, what's that on the wall there? Anything you can do to create space and distance between yourself and the situation that's unfolding. Real life experiences like that, when you get triggered at work, family, your partner, your friends, like just inconveniences in life. Start using those situations as opportunities to practice being the person that you really want to be. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that nothing bad is ever going to happen, that everything's going to be okay, but human beings spend so much of their time trying to avoid pain, but pain is part of life, and you want to live both your eyes open. You want to lock yourself in place on that roller coaster ride and just be fully present no matter what happens, even if there's pain. Some of the most manipulative people are the people that claim that they're nice, the shy, introverted, people-pleasing types, because they will not just come out and say what it is they want or need or feel. They will like subtly like slither around and try to scheme and connive, because they can't just fucking like be honest about who they are and what they want, because they're so afraid of the backlash of like a confrontation. And I know this because I was one of those people. I had so much anger and rage built up inside of me from not saying how I felt in like so many different situations, in relationships, in the school setting, in family dynamics, and that stuff just sits inside of you and festers and can like really get distorted and blown way out of proportion and lead you to become this controlling, manipulative person.